Hi friends, Miss Denise here. I was just reading one of my favorite books, How to Grow a Friend. And it made me think about something I did a few days ago. Let me put this down. So a few days ago, I had nothing to do, and I love being in my garden. And I had some old seeds that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I decided to see if they would grow. So I planted two different types of seeds. I planted tomatoes and wildflowers. So let's go check out my seeds and see if they're popping through the soil. Before we do that though, I want to ask you a question. Which seeds do you think will grow the fastest? The tomatoes or the wildflowers? There are my wildflowers. And look at those tomatoes. Wow, they grew the fastest. That's really strange because I planted them on the same day, in the same type of soil. I watered them the same amount, and they've been out in the sun for the same amount of time. That's interesting. So yeah, the tomatoes were the fastest growing seed of the two of them. So I was just thinking maybe you guys would enjoy growing your own seeds. So what you do is, let me put this right here. You see my tray set up. Here were my wildflower seeds. These I got from the Dollar Tree. And these tomato seeds, were from Home Depot. And I put soil in my pots. We're going to pretend how we do this now because I already planted my seeds. But we'll take soil. You can either take it from a bag or the ground. I didn't have a shovel or a trowel, but I did have a big spoon from the house. So I put my soil in my pot. Then I dumped some, whoa, that's a lot. I dumped some seeds in the soil and I pressed it down just a little bit. Pressed down the seeds into the soil. And then I added a little water. Oh, let's see how much is in here. It's almost 1 cup. But I'm not gonna add all that. Otherwise we'll drown our seeds. So I'm gonna pour some water. And then put them in the sun. If you don't have any seeds at home, that's okay too. I went out in my backyard and I clipped some of even the weeds and some other types of plants just to see if maybe I could grow those plants in water. So first, I took some jars from the house. When I use something up in the house, I just wash the jar. See, all these little jars work really good for planting. This one, I had pickles in it. And this one, there were capers. And here you go. These are two that I've had going for a pretty long time. I clipped those off, and look at all the roots at the bottom of these plants. You can't see it very well in this one because there's a label on the jar, but this one you can. So look, these little clippings made roots. Now I can take the plant, take it out of the water, and plant it in the soil. because all these roots have formed and it's ready to go in the ground or a pot. Or if you don't want to do that, you can continue to let these grow in a jar, maybe on your windowsill or in your backyard. Remember those fancy little labels for my plants? Let's look at these. One of them says tomato and the other says wildflower. Which one do you think says tomato? The letter T. Which one starts with the letter T? Yep, this one. This one says tomato and this one says wildflower. But you don't have to have all that fancy equipment and those fancy signs. You can make your own. So I had some extra pink paper left over and I cut it into a square. And you can put your label on your jar with a clothespin. Just like that. Or you can do it like this. I took a plastic fork and put the paper on the fork, and voila, here you have a sign for your tomatoes. I hope you liked this video. Please check out our others. See you soon. Adios. Ciao.